My husband's mother somehow knew every private detail of my life. I turned her obsession into her downfall. I was sitting at my laptop researching symptoms of early menopause when my phone buzzed with a text from my mother-in-law, Lorraine. The message read, "Hot flashes are perfectly normal at your age, sweetie. Have you tried evening primrose oil?" My fingers froze on the keyboard and I stared at the screen, trying to process what I was reading. I hadn't told anyone I was experiencing hot flashes, not even my husband Kyle. I'd barely admitted it to myself. And here was Lorraine offering unsolicited advice about something she had no way of knowing. The timestamp on her text showed it had been sent exactly 4 minutes after I'd typed the search query into Google. 4 minutes. I closed my laptop slowly and picked up my phone, scrolling back through our recent text conversations looking for any mention of menopause or health issues. There was nothing. This wasn't the first time Lorraine had demonstrated impossible knowledge about my private life. 3 weeks ago, I'd been browsing wedding dresses online for my sister's upcoming ceremony, and Lorraine had called that same evening asking if I thought ivory or champagne would look better on fair skin. 2 months before that, I'd Googled divorce lawyers during a particularly bad fight with Kyle, just looking, not seriously considering anything, and Lorraine had shown up at our house the next morning with homemade cookies and a casual comment about how all marriages go through rough patches. At the time, Kyle had insisted he must have mentioned something to her, but I knew he hadn't because we'd barely been speaking. I stood up from my desk and walked through our small house, looking at things with fresh eyes. The laptop Lorraine had given me as a birthday present 6 months ago, insisting my old one was too slow and she'd gotten a great deal. The Wi-Fi router she'd helped Kyle install when we first moved in because she used to work in tech support and knew all about networks. My stomach turned as I realized how much access she'd had to our home, our devices, our private space. I pulled out my phone and opened the browser. I typed slowly and deliberately into the search bar, "How to know if someone is monitoring your computer." I waited, watching the clock on my phone. 3 minutes passed, then 5, then 10, nothing. Maybe I was being paranoid after all. Maybe the menopause thing had been a coincidence, or Kyle had mentioned something I didn't remember. I was about to close the browser when my phone rang, Lorraine's name flashing on the screen. She launched into a cheerful monologue about a sale at the grocery store, and did I need anything since she was going anyway, and wasn't it such beautiful weather for October? I made appropriate noises, half listening, until she said something that made my blood run cold. She asked if I was feeling okay because she'd been thinking about me and just had a feeling I might be stressed about something, and was there anything she could do to help? After I hung up, I sat on the couch and stared at nothing for a long time. The pieces were falling into place in a pattern I didn't want to see but couldn't ignore. Lorraine always seemed to know when Kyle and I had fought, showing up with food or calling with some emergency that needed his attention. She'd known when I'd applied for a promotion at work, congratulating me before I'd even told Kyle I was going for it. I picked up my laptop and took it to the kitchen table. I wasn't particularly tech savvy, but I knew how to Google, and I spent the next 2 hours learning about spyware, keyloggers, and remote access software. The rabbit hole went deeper than I'd imagined, with forums full of people describing exactly what I was experiencing. Someone always knowing things they shouldn't know. Private searches becoming public knowledge. The violation of having your thoughts monitored in real time. I learned about browser extensions that could track activity, about software that could mirror your screen to another device. Full story on my channel and linked below.